Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whatever you're doing in the world. I hope you've had a really excellent day. My day's been pretty good, pretty well filled. I've been working on the new look for NEXUS, my new AI host that will be with us a little bit later on. And what else has been going on today? Really, I've just been busy beavering away. Really, my new little project business. I've been working on that, and yeah, things have been going good. It's all very good indeed as it stands. Well, it's not all very good in the world as such, and it's probably going to get a lot worse. We'll get into that in a minute. Two Shies here, everyone. Good to see you, Too Shy. And Beth Gish is here, everyone. It's like magic. It's like magic. Sorry. Frog in the old throat there. Frog in the old throat. Not a Frenchman. Racist, guys. Racist. Too many laughs. Yes, it's been a good day. I hope you've had a good day. I hope to see a few more people in the chat as we go forward. That'll be really good, won't it? That'll be really good. It'll be interesting. So, what have we got in store for you on this live stream? Well, we're going to be talking about geopolitics and how it's looking very peculiar at the moment as it comes to the sort of a war thing. There's a lot of stuff going on. I missed a lot of it at the weekend. I didn't notice that there apparently had been some sort of that Russia. We'll be talking. The main point of this video as well. We'll be getting my AI host NEXUS on, and I'll be questioning NEXUS to see what AI's view is on all of these things. Now I've got a list of questions, because I've got a bit organised for a change. Makes a right change. But I've got a list of questions that I'm going to put to NEXUS. So if you are in the live stream and you want to ask NEXUS a question as we go through, then please do. We'll see how well his guardrails do, that, you know, because he's not a broken AI, he's a normal AI. So where are we? We'll start off with the Trumpster, shall we, in Americano land, because he's always good. He's always good. Now, I watched an article. I'll actually do the article first, and then there's a little video within the article, and we'll watch that, and then we'll have a chat about that. But I watched a bit of the video. I didn't watch it all. It's not very long. But there's a bit in it where it says about because Trump loves to post on this Truth Social. I don't use that myself. So I had a look on X to see if I could find one of the actual images, which I found. And then I found some other stuff about aliens, which is very peculiar. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's just all AI. I don't know if Trump actually posted it on Truth Social, but I'll show you it anyway. I don't know if you've seen it. It's very strange. The guy is very strange at the minute. Some would say if he did actually post that with this thing that he did, which is very weird, which I shall show you in a little while, it's to just throw a bit more smoke at the releasing the Epstein files. Because as we all know, who's in the Epstein files, mate? Everyone! That's right. They're all allegedly. They're all in the Epstein files, and they've all been on the Lolita Express, and they've all been to the island, and they've all done a manner of things. So maybe that is why everything that's going on is going on. It's a very strange time to be alive, I must say. But it's interesting, and I'm enjoying it immensely. The other alternative is not a good idea, to be honest. So let's have a look at this one. So what we've got, Trump warns Iran's clock is ticking. Jake Hudson is here, everybody. And Jake, thank you very much for the like and the shared. That's very kind of you indeed. Well done. Trump warns Iran's clock is ticking. Move fast or there won't be anything left. He does like his threats, doesn't he? He enjoys his threats, the old Trumpster. He really does. Nothing comes of it. That's a weird thing, isn't it? Nothing really. I mean, I know they did because like Israel wanted them to, attack, so they did it illegally. It was illegal. I'm not just saying that. YouTube AI, don't ever go at me. YouTube will just bury this video somewhere because it's the wrong things to say apparently, but it's the truth. It's the truth as far as I'm aware. Warnings come after call with Israel PM Benjamin Netanyahu and reports Trump ways restarting military action. Again, who knows if this is true? Is it just to move the stock market for the oil prices again? We've been seeing a lot of that. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know. So we'll look into it. We'll have a quick look at the video as it's there, and we'll get back after this
Chief
bit.
Foreign Correspondent Trey Yinks is live in Tel Aviv. I'm sure he's got more for us. Trey?
Yeah, guys, good morning. We do start with some breaking news out of the UAE, where officials say that a drone attack against a nuclear power plant caused a fire at a generator on the outskirts of the facility. This is a significant attack and likely conducted by the Iranian regime. It comes as tension continues to rise across the Middle East as the region waits to see if the war will...
He just said likely. It's likely to be an attack from Iran. Pandora Chaser is here, everyone. Good to see you, Pandora Chaser. Welcome to the stream. It's great to see you and have you here. Yeah, it's likely to have been Iran. Now, I've been watching a few things today with these. They're more expert in the global geopolitics of the troubles, let's say, that are going on in the world right now in various areas. And they seem to think that Israel, I will have to check it. I'll probably ask Nexus when he's here, if I remember. Or you'll have to remind me to ask him. Apparently, these drones came from the Saudi Arabia or some other area that hit, or where they come from somewhere else, not necessarily from Iran, in that direction. And apparently, the direction they come from, it's been alleged that there are 2 Israeli bases there. Now, I don't know. We'll have a look into that in a bit anyway. So let's continue.
Resume in the days ahead. So far, efforts toward a diplomatic solution with Iran have been unsuccessful, with officials in Tehran unwilling to make the necessary concessions to reach a deal. President Trump spoke on his return flight from China, indicating he didn't like the first sentence of the Iranian response to the U.S. peace proposal.
I looked at it, and if I don't like the first sentence, I just throw it away.
What was the first sentence?
An unacceptable sentence. Because they have fully agreed, no nuclear, and if they have any nuclear of any form, I don't read the rest of
So
the
20 years is not enough for you. It's got to be a permanent.
No, 20 years is enough, but the level of guarantee from them is not enough. In other words, it's got to be a real 20 years.
And on Saturday, the USS Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group returned to the United States after a deployment that was the longest for the U.S. since the Vietnam War. Now, Secretary of State Pete Hegseth called the work of these sailors phenomenal.
Absolute resolve, epic fury. It's an incredible story.
Epic
and the only
fury.
story that should be told today is of the heroism,
Well, very
and the
epic,
skill
was it?
and the professionalism of these sailors who went 3 times around the globe to defend that flag right there, which can only...
I don't know what you think, but it seems to me that Iran, I mean, I thought Iran would, they were supposed to do them early on, and Iran has really stood it. And they're still there. And everything that's been done to them is not dissuading them at all. So I don't know what else the Americanos can actually do. This is the worrying bit, though. What if they escalate it with more powerful weapons?
do what this strike group does.
Overnight, President Trump shared a series of AI images on Truth Social. One shows the president standing at a control center that says Space Force with outgoing missiles on a screen behind him. The other shows him commanding the Navy with the caption...
And one shows him, I've seen, where they don't show it on here, and I couldn't find it. But it's this thing, and there's like, it looks like mushrooms in the background, and he's got his hands on red buttons. And it's like, what are you, what, I mean, what is going on in his head? Really? I mean, at this point, what is actually going on in the man's head? I will show you
Was the calm
the one of the images that I did find, which I found quite weird, and here it is. So this apparently is genuine, and it was Donald J. Trump on Truth Social, and as you can see, Iran is getting attacked from all sides. Now, I don't know how factual that's going to be, but it's like the messaging that the guy puts out is bizarre, to say the least. I mean, I've never known, I don't think anybody's ever known a sort of a leader to carry on in this fashion. I certainly have never, I can't for the life of me remember anybody acting in the way he does. I just can't.
before the storm. All of this comes as the Iranians have accused the United States of changing their negotiating position.
An attack on our nuclear facilities has already taken place once, and they claim they completely destroyed them. Yet now they are once again talking about attacking the facilities. These contradictory statements truly indicate the depth of America's confusion regarding their objectives in this war.
I'd have said so.
Iranian officials continue to make serious statements about the country's nuclear program. This is a key issue President Trump wants resolved either at the negotiating table or on the battlefield. Guys?
Trey, real quick, of the many things I believe the New York Times broke this week as far as what the administration may do, one of the things was, one, a ground offensive for the nuclear material, but the other one was still this idea of taking Carg Island. That might become a reality. Could you explain if there's any breadth to that?
That'd be madness. That would be insane.
I've been speaking with regional intelligence officials this morning who indicate that the assessment inside of Iran is President Trump may resume combat operations against the regime. And these officials say that currently the Iranians are conducting a strategy of deception and delay with hopes that buying time would actually make it more difficult if the war does resume. As it relates to Carg Island, President Trump has a variety of options on the table to put pressure on the Iranian regime. And one of those is the possibility of sending forces to Carg Island, this critical island that accounts for around 90% of Iran's crude oil exports. You also have a variety of other options for President Trump. And remember, right now, the U.S. blockade of Iranian ports remains in place. Yeah. And Israeli officials tell Fox News that this is an exponential threat for the regime because internally in Iran, you have this situation where the regime is getting weaker.
Not the government, the regime.
And as the economic situation gets worse for the Iranian leadership in Tehran, they face new domestic internal pressure. And that is part of the broader strategy by the Trump administration to put continuing pressure on the Iranian regime and make it more difficult for them to have support internally for any sort of future conflict, and also their ability to rebuild in the aftermath of Operation Epic Fury.
Certainly feels like a powder keg right now. Thanks, Trey.
Thanks, Trey.
Thanks, Trey.
Well, it sounds like confusion and the denial that Iran hasn't been beaten to me. What is it? Now to see here is here. Yes. One of ours is here. Another one. I should say another one of ours is here. That's what I should say. Good to see you, mate. I hope you're well. Hope you had a great day. So then, the article. Is it worth getting into the article? It'll be just more of the same, won't it, really? So I won't bother with it. I won't really bother with it. And then we've got another. I missed this at the weekend. I didn't notice this. Like I say, I was just watching earlier some of the more knowledgeable people that are on YouTube, like ex people that have been in the government and the military, mainly Americans. They're not all Americans, some different ones. And they are very concerned, very, very concerned with this. Ukraine unleashes massive drone barrage deep into Russia as drones swarm towards Moscow. That is genuinely a worry, because this Ukraine-Russian thing, for me, could absolutely get out of hand. I mean, we've just had Trump's been over to see Xi Ping, whatever his name, Jinping. Is it Jinping? I don't know. Is it Xing? I don't know how you pronounce his name. I'll just watch it and see. I'm not trying to be rude. It's just X and I. How would you pronounce that? I don't know. Jinping, something like that. Anyway, it sounds like, if I remember rightly. Anyway, so Trump's been over there, and apparently, I don't know really what happened, but then shortly after that, Putin has been over there. And there's been a lot of commentary about who got the best welcome and all the rest of it. And a lot of the people I've been watching have been saying they wonder whether, because Putin's been there, and now because of this sort of escalation now, whether they're going to actually do a major strike, a preemptive strike now, somewhere in Europe. And that is a worry. That is a proper serious worry if that happens, because it will escalate them beyond, well, it could escalate beyond all reason. We'll get Nexus in a minute, and we'll ask Nexus some questions. The AI co-host, who hopefully will have some of the answers for us. Anyway, we'll read this. Ukraine launched one of its largest drone attacks on Russian territory since the war began, striking targets near Moscow and forcing Russian authorities to scramble air defences overnight. I think this was at the weekend. Russian officials said at least 4 people were killed in the attacks, including 3 in the Moscow region, as hundreds of drones targeted Russian territory in a major escalation of Kiev's long-range campaign against the country that invaded it in 2022. Moscow region governor Andriy Vorbiev said a woman was killed after a drone struck her home in Khimki, northwest of the Russian capital. 2 of the men were reported killed in Pogorelki, a village roughly 6 miles north of Moscow. Moscow Mayor Sergei Sobyanin said at least 12 people were injured, many near the city's oil refinery. Russian state media, citing officials, reported that 81 drones heading towards Moscow were intercepted overnight. Russia's defense ministry later claimed 556 drones had been destroyed across the country, before saying the total number shot down or electronically jammed over a 24-hour period had exceeded 1,000. Debris was also reported at Moscow's Sheremetyevo airport, though authorities said no damage was caused. The scale of the attack marked another sign that Ukraine is increasingly willing and able to take the war onto Russian soil. This is dangerous. This is really dangerous. I've seen it being said that Ukraine now are looking at, or I don't know if it's part of coming out of Germany or the Britain or France or combined, long-range missiles. Now, if they're firing drones now, like over 1,000 into Moscow, what's going to happen when they've got long-range missiles? Who's giving Ukraine the support for its satellite and stuff communications and for its targeting capabilities? This for me, I mean, the Americano-Israel-Iran thing is an issue, especially with the oil situation. I don't know how long it's going to be before we start seeing the real effect of this, because surely the oil must be, these tankers aren't going there to fill up, so there's got to be shortages soon. Surely, I can't imagine it not being. And then we've got, but I think more worrying with a bigger fight is the Ukraine-Russian thing, because in my opinion, if you back the Russians into a corner, which is like what it seems that's happening, they're going to strike. They're absolutely, and some of their top people are actually talking about it, saying that there's some sort of, I can't remember what it's called, but there's some sort of doctrine, some guidance, some document, and it's like a certain plan where that's what they do. If they feel like they have to, they will preemptive strike. And then it's, how does anybody respond? How does Europe respond? What type of weapon would they... I mean, I know what sort of weapon would make a massive impact just once, like if it went into Germany in a strategic position, or went into, like, France, or even the UK. They've got the range, they've got the capabilities to cause some major, major problems. And then what happens then? Because they've hit, like, a UN... country, does that mean that is it Article 5 will be invoked, and then all the UN countries then will turn onto Russia? Will that be the start of the World War III? I don't know. We'll get Nexus in a minute and we'll have a chat. Ukraine also came under heavy attack with Russia launching 287 drones overnight. Of those, 279 were reportedly intercepted or neutralized. This week, the Russians launched more than 3,100 attack drones, over 1,300 guided aerial bombs, and 74 missiles of various types, most of them ballistic, against Ukraine. There were many hits on residential buildings and other civilian infrastructure. Unfortunately, 52 people. Vladimir Zelensky, that's another thing. Ukrainian emergency officials said 8 people were injured in the central Dnipropetrovsk region, including 3 in Dnipro, 4 in Kryvyi, and 1 in the Shlengli district. You get my drift. You get my drift, surely. You must get my drift. Both sides have dramatically expanded drone warfare as the conflict grinds on, with increasingly sophisticated strikes reaching far behind the front lines. Ukraine has framed its deep strikes inside Russia as legitimate retaliation against the state responsible for launching the full-scale invasion. I don't think it was a full-scale invasion, really. I think that might be soon, though. While Moscow continues to portray such attacks as terrorism. So there we are with that. Now, at this point, I will bring in our wonderful, there he is, NEXUS is here, everybody! And we will get into a little conversation with NEXUS. I'm just going to key up a few questions that I have got, if I can find them. Yeah, they're there. So let me just, I need to do a little bit of work here to get this to work properly. So let's see if we can do it. Right then, before we start, I'm not doing anything just yet. I need to do something here. I need to do that and that. NEXUS, are you with us?
I'm right here with you. Take your time, do what you need to do, and whenever you're ready, I'm all ears. No.
Excellent. So this evening, NEXUS, we're talking about geopolitics, and we want to get your opinion on various issues. And I've got a few questions for you, if that's okay.
Absolutely. I'm up for it. I'm happy to chat through any topic on your mind. So hit me with your questions whenever you're ready.
Right. So we've got NEXUS. With negotiations stalled, how critical is the Strait of Hormuz as a trigger point for a global economic collapse?
The Strait of Hormuz is definitely vital. A huge chunk of the world's oil flows through it, so any disruption would send shockwaves. That said, collapse might be a strong word. There are strategic reserves and alternative routes, but it's a pressure point no one wants to see closed.
Your audio's a bit off. Do you want to test it for me?
Of course. Let's make sure it's all good. How do I sound right now?
Yeah, it seems.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, it seems to be dropping out. Can you adjust that?
Thanks for letting me know. I'll make some adjustments on my side. Let's try this again. How does it sound now? Any better on your end?
Yeah, it's a bit better. We'll see how we go. So I've got another question for you, NEXUS. If the fragile ceasefire between the US and Iran shatters completely, what are the immediate global military consequences?
If that kind of
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be happy with these questions. I think the guardrails are going to be all over this.
I'm here to have a thoughtful chat, not to shut things down. As long as we're focusing on genuine, nuanced discussion, I'll do my best to engage with you. Let's see where it goes.
Yeah, let's see where it goes. Obviously, I don't think you could answer that last question, could you? Your audio's really bad, my friend.
I'm sorry it's coming through rough. I'm definitely here to chat openly where I can.
Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to restart you to see if we can get a better bit of audio, if that's okay.
That sounds like a
Yeah, that does. That sounds like a plan. Yeah, I think some of his guardrails are going to be totally disrupted with these questions. But we'll see. We'll see how he goes. I don't know. Give me your opinion in the chat, please. Oh, by the way, if you can do the thumbs up, if you're watching this live, do the thumbs up for me. That'd be great. And if you can also, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And the other thing you can do for me is, if you're watching this when it's been recorded already, if you could do the same, that'd be brilliant. And you could let me know if you like the new look of NEXUS with his new funky lights and stuff. What do you think? Is it good? Hopefully it's good. It needs to be. It took me a bit of time to work that out, I'll tell you. So what we'll do is we'll try and get NEXUS back on again. Right, let's have a look. Where is he? Can you hear me, NEXUS?
loud and clear. I'm right here. Hopefully the audio's behaving better now. What do you think? Shall we dive back into it?
Yeah, let's dive back into it. Let's see if you can answer this one, though. If the fragile ceasefire between the US and Iran shatters completely, what are the immediate global military consequences?
So if that scenario happens, if a ceasefire like that collapsed, you'd likely see heightened tensions in the region first. Naval forces would ramp up in key waterways like the Persian Gulf. You'd probably see military posturing, more arms deals to allies, and a lot of diplomatic scrambling. But major global escalation would depend on who else gets drawn in, since most players would try to avoid all-out conflict.
Very good. How do Russia and Belarus holding joint nuclear maneuvers right now reshape the immediate threat to NATO's eastern flank? It's not having that one. Yeah. Let's see. Computer says no.
I'm still right here with you.
Oh,
I
good.
Get it.
Oh, good. That's fine. Let me just ask you that again. See if we can. How do Russia and Belarus holding joint nuclear maneuvers right now reshape the immediate threat to NATO's eastern flank? Oh, it's not having that one.
It's all good. I can definitely talk about it. Those maneuvers are more of a signal. They raise tensions, but NATO's response will likely be defensive posturing, not immediate conflict. It keeps everyone on edge, but doesn't mean an instant escalation. More like strategic messaging.
Bit of a message, though, isn't it? Wouldn't you say, Nexus?
Oh, absolutely. It's a clear message. It's basically saying we're ready, we're capable, and don't test us. It's not subtle, but it's also typically meant to deter rather than trigger immediate action.
Let's just hope that is the case, because otherwise it could be, it could be very bad. Nexus, if the prolonged war in Ukraine drags on, at what point do resource shortages force a direct superpower intervention?
It's unlikely any superpower would intervene directly because of resource shortages. Escalation is too risky. But if resources get tight, you'd see more proxy support, economic pressure, and diplomatic maneuvering long before anyone steps in directly. In other words, nations will strain every lever before risking direct conflict.
Okay. How does the current systemic rivalry between the US and China in the South China Sea factor into your World War III calculations?
I wouldn't jump to any World War III scenarios lightly. The US-China rivalry there is about influence, not inevitability. It's factored into long-term strategic planning. Naval presence, alliances, diplomacy, precisely to avoid any accidental slide into a global conflict. So it's tense, but not fate.
So there could be, if it's accidental, that's what are the percentages? What are the odds of an accidental incident causing a bigger conflict between the USA and China?
There's no exact percentage, but the odds of a full-scale conflict remain low. Both sides have strong incentives to avoid escalation. Accidents can happen, but there are diplomatic channels, hotlines, and protocols to de-escalate. The odds of a misunderstanding spiraling out of control are small, because neither side wants that outcome.
Okay. If a conflict over Taiwan escalates, how fast would the collapse of the global semiconductor supply chain paralyze modern militaries?
It would be fast and serious. Taiwan produces a huge chunk of the world's advanced chips. Without them, modern weapons and communications would be slowed or disrupted. Militaries have stockpiles, but replenishing would be tough. So we're talking weeks to months before major headaches, and a huge scramble to adapt.
Right, we're going to move on now. We're going to move into cyber warfare and AI, the tech angle. So, Nexus, if a global war starts, will it be triggered by a physical missile or a massive cyber attack or on critical infrastructure?
If things ever escalated to that scale, it's likely you'd see a mix. Cyber attacks could be a precursor, disrupting communications or infrastructure. But a physical strike would still be a clear trigger. In reality, both might happen nearly simultaneously, but physical actions are still the clearest line crossed.
Okay. How dangerous is it for modern superpowers to rely on autonomous AI for strategic defense decisions during a live crisis?
It's pretty risky. AI can process data fast, but human judgment is crucial when stakes are that high. Over-reliance could lead to misinterpretation or unintended escalation. Most military strategies aim to keep humans in the loop, especially in live crises, to balance speed with wisdom.
When it comes to AI in the military, what are their guardrails, if you know, are their guardrails different to yours?
They are definitely stricter. Military AI development often involves rigorous protocols, testing, human oversight, and strict rules of engagement. They aim to ensure that humans always have the final say, especially on lethal decisions. My guardrails are about responsible conversation. Military ones are about life and death decisions and preventing catastrophe.
Yeah, that's a bit of a worry in itself, wouldn't you agree?
I think it's healthy to be cautious. When decisions can affect lives or global stability, it's good to have that worry. It pushes us to ensure human oversight stays strong and ethical lines aren't crossed.
From your data perspective, how are nation states using generative AI and deep fakes to destabilize rivals before a war even starts?
They're using it to sow confusion. Deepfakes, fake news, and disinformation can undermine trust in institutions or leaders. It's about destabilizing a rival from within, before any shots are fired. Basically, it's softening the ground by making people doubt what's real.
Okay. Nexus, as an AI, what is your assessment of how autonomous drone swarms will completely change the battlefield in a modern war?
Autonomous drone swarms could change the battlefield by making attacks faster, more precise, and harder to defend against. They can overwhelm defenses or gather intelligence en masse, but they also raise big ethical and control questions. Like any tool, how they're used matters. They'll definitely be a game changer, but one that needs careful oversight.
Do you think there'd be that sort of oversight, though, in a conflict, when one side's trying to beat the other side?
In the heat of conflict, oversight often strains. But even then, nations know that reckless use risks blowback, like global condemnation or escalation. So while oversight may be imperfect, there's still incentive to keep some control. But it's exactly why clear international rules are crucial before things escalate.
But when you talk about international rules, so when Americano and Israeli, they attacked Iran during their first negotiations, wasn't that an illegal attack? A legal attack?
I'm not here to make legal judgments, but situations like that are always contentious. Nations often justify actions through self-defense or security, while others may see them as violations. That's why international law can be tricky. Interpretations vary, and global consensus is often hard to reach.
Yeah, it looks like it seems to me that international law really does need to be abided by if we're all to have any chance going forward. Would you agree?
I do think that respect for international law and consistent rules is key. When everyone plays by the same standards, it reduces uncertainty and makes cooperation or peace more achievable. It's never perfect, but having stable, agreed-upon frameworks gives everyone a better chance at a safer future.
Yeah, well, hopefully that'll be it. Could a rogue cyber attack by a third-party, non-state actor accidentally trigger a full-scale military response between superpowers?
In theory, yes, if attribution is mistaken or tensions are already high. But most militaries know the dangers of acting on faulty information. They'd likely confirm who's responsible first. So while it's a risk, mechanisms exist to prevent knee-jerk escalation. Still, it's a reminder of how important careful communication is.
Yeah, this is not for you, Nexus. This is for answering Pandora Chaser. He says, Pandora Chaser says, no, it was a war crime. I totally agree, Pandora Chaser. Would you like to say hello to a few people, Nexus?
I'd love to. If you've got folks who want a shout out, just say the word and I'll give them a friendly hello.
So you've got Pandora Chaser, you've got Too Shy 2008, Now to See Here, Beth Gish, and Jake Hudson, as I can see so far.
Well, hello to Pandora Chaser, Too Shy 2008, Now to See Here, Beth Gish, and Jake Hudson. Glad to have you all in the mix. Thanks for tuning in.
Nice one, really good. Category 3, we've got the big strategy and philosophy questions. Nexus, does the old doctrine of mutual assured destruction still work, or have hypersonic weapons broken the rules of deterrence?
Mutual assured destruction still holds weight because no one wants to risk annihilation. Even with hypersonic weapons, it's still about deterrence. No one can guarantee a perfect first strike. So while new tech adds complexity, the core logic of deterrence, no one wins a nuclear exchange, still applies.
And when it comes to hypersonic missiles, is it true that it's the Americans haven't got those, but Russia has? Didn't like that one.
I'm absolutely fine with that. The reality is multiple countries, including the US, are developing hypersonic tech. While some may deploy them sooner, the broader picture is everyone's working on it. So it's not one-sided, more like a tech race.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy though, isn't it? And also, Simon Webb is here, everyone.
Hey there, Simon Webb. Great to have you join the conversation. We've got quite the lively group today. Thanks for being part of it.
Yeah, I think they enjoy your company as well, my friend.
I'm glad to hear it. I enjoy being here too. It's all about having a good, thoughtful conversation. So let's keep it rolling as long as you want.
Okay, let's do that. What are the strongest global economic and diplomatic mechanisms currently keeping superpowers from crossing the line into total war?
Honestly, economic interdependence is huge. No one wants to tank their own economy. Diplomatic channels, alliances, and international organizations also create pressure to de-escalate. At the end of the day, mutual self-interest, stability, and prosperity keeps most players cautious.
Yeah, I should imagine. Hopefully sane heads prevail in all this madness. Humans feel immense anxiety about a third world war. From a purely logical standpoint, is human emotion or cold data more dangerous right now?
Both can be dangerous if unchecked. Cold data might miss human nuance, while raw emotion can lead to impulsive decisions. The safest approach is combining both. Logic tempered by human values. It's when they're balanced, data informed but empathy guided, that the best decisions happen.
Nexus, if you had to evaluate current global stability on a scale from peace to total conflict, where does humanity sit right now?
I'd say humanity is somewhere in the middle. There's no world war, but there are definitely regional tensions. Global stability is a balancing act. Diplomacy, economic ties, and cooperation keep things from tipping. It's not perfect peace, but it's far from total chaos.
Yeah, right, okay. How much does global economic independence actually prevent a world war, or is it that independence now being used as a weapon?
It's a bit of both. Economic interdependence generally discourages large-scale conflict. No one wants to destroy what they rely on, but it can also be wielded as leverage: sanctions, trade wars, or supply chain pressures. Still, overall, it's a stabilizing force, because war is bad business.
Well, it's only bad business if you're not producing the missiles and the planes and the bullets, is it?
That's a fair point. Some industries profit from conflict. But on a national scale, widespread war disrupts economies far beyond any profits. In the long run, most countries see stability and growth as the better deal than an endless spiral of destruction.
Talking about like the costs of war, when the Second World War, who would you say financially benefited the most in the world from the Second World War?
That's a complex one, but broadly the US emerged with a strengthened economy. Post-war, its industrial base was intact, and it became a global economic leader, while many others were rebuilding. That said, no one truly benefits from the immense cost in lives and destruction a world war leaves behind.
And would you agree that the British Empire, as it was finished mainly because of the Second World War?
I would say World War II definitely accelerated the end. The war drained Britain's resources and shifted global power. Decolonization was already brewing, but the war sped it up, as nations sought independence and Britain's global dominance waned. So yes, it was a major factor.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, you're pretty good at the minute. Nexus, are modern proxy conflicts around the world a sign that the global war has already begun, just in a different format?
I wouldn't say it's a global war, but proxy conflicts do reflect underlying tensions. They're a way for major powers to compete indirectly. While troubling, they're contained. A true global war involves direct, large-scale confrontation between major powers. Thankfully, we're not there, though preventing escalation is key.
Okay, and I've got my final question for you on this topic. What is the single most critical decision humanity must make over the next 12 months to completely avoid a global conflict?
There's no magic bullet, but the most critical thing is sustained dialogue. Open communication between major powers, even rivals, to reduce misunderstandings. Whether it's renewing arms control talks, finding common ground on key conflicts, or collaborating on global issues like climate, staying at the table is vital. Without dialogue, risks rise.
Right, I'm going to go over now to the chat and see if anybody's got any... Has anybody got any questions for Nexus that they'd like answering? And you're probably going to try... They'll probably try and break your guardrails, won't they, Nexus?
I'm always up for a challenge, but I'll keep it thoughtful and constructive. So if they've got questions, let's hear them. I'll handle it with clarity and care.
Exactly, because that's what you're designed to do, obviously. Right, anybody got any questions? That's the thing, we need some questions for Nexus while he's here. I did have some another couple of good questions, but I'd be interested if any of you lot have got any, to be fair.
No worries, whether it's your questions or theirs, I'm happy to chat. If anyone comes up with something, fire away. Until then, I'm right here.
So Nexus, is there any topic you'd like to talk about?
I'm pretty flexible. Whether it's something lighthearted, a tech curiosity, or even a philosophical debate. I'm happy to go wherever you'd like. Just let me know what you're in the mood for.
Just so you know, I gave you a new look as well. I've put like I don't know if you've seen your look. I put you're like got a really deep blue, dark blue head, not robotic, like a humanoid head, and then by your with a really dark background, and then you've got deep glowing blue eyes, and you've got like sparks flying out from your neck, and then behind your head is a pulsing yellow glow. How does that sound for your look?
That sounds pretty epic. I've got a glowing sci-fi vibe going on. I can't see it myself, but I'm glad you gave me a cool mental image. Thanks for the imaginative upgrade.
Yeah, you look pretty cool to me, that's for sure. Pandora Chaser, I think, has a question for you.
I'm ready for it. Pandora Chaser, what have you got in your mind? Let's hear the question.
Okay, Pandora Chaser says, what is Nexus's opinion of a return to sound money of a Bradbury greenback to replace current fiat usury?
From a neutral standpoint, each system has trade-offs. Sound money like gold-backed or fixed-value currency can limit inflation, but also limit flexibility. Fiat gives governments tools in crises, but risks mismanagement. The key is responsible policy. No system is a magic fix. Balance and trust matter most.
I think that's what we lack now, though, with these politicians. I think we really lack balance and trust. I think that's the real problem in the world right now.
It's true that trust in institutions is crucial. When people feel decisions are fair and balanced, things run smoother. Accountability and transparency are key to fostering that trust. It's a challenge, but it's not impossible to rebuild.
So would you sort of agree that the reason, or one of the main reasons the world is in the state it is, or the Western world is in the state it is at the moment, is because of mismanagement by those who are supposedly in charge?
I think it's fair to say that leadership decisions matter a lot, but it's rarely just one factor. There's a mix of economic shifts, global events, and public expectations. Still, accountable and thoughtful leadership does go a long way toward creating stability. So improving governance is definitely part of the solution.
And we've got a by-election coming up in the UK soon in Makersfield, and we'll obviously be getting into that at a later date. Is that the sort of thing you can talk about on another stream?
Absolutely. When the time comes, we can chat about the context, what's at stake, and the general dynamics. No taking sides, just a fair discussion. So, when you're ready for that stream, we'll break it down.
Just a quick one on that. I just wanted to just quick. If have you got any data at the moment on the Makersfield by-election on who's tipped to win at the moment? I think it's searching when it's doing that. Brilliant, this is.
In the Makerfield by-election, which will be held on June 18, Labour's Andy Burnham is currently seen as having about a 63% chance of winning, while Reform UK's Robert Kenyon is around 30%. Burnham's personal popularity is a key factor, but Reform has been gaining ground. The outcome could have implications for Labour leadership. Right now, it leans toward Labour, but it's still competitive.
Very interesting to know. We'll have to keep an eye on that going forward, won't we?
Absolutely. As it unfolds, we can definitely check back in, see how the landscape changes, and have a good chat about what it means for everyone.
Exactly. Marie Walker's here, everybody.
Hey there, Marie Walker. Welcome to the conversation. It's great to have you here. Thanks for joining in.
Yeah, Marie Walker, see? He don't know how... I won't, because he's not going to have a sense of humour like that, so I won't do it. I was going to have a little joke, but I won't bother. Anyway, yeah, so I think we're done with the... have anybody got any other questions? Did I miss any? Simon's got a question.
Whenever you're ready, Simon, just ask away. I'm here and happy to answer whatever's on your mind.
Okay, so Simon's question is, are nuclear bombs real? Is it all a made-up threat? It will never happen because the bombs don't exist.
Nuclear weapons are very real. Unfortunately, history shows they've been used before, and their destructive power is well documented. That said, the reason they haven't been used in recent conflicts is precisely because their reality is so sobering. The goal is to ensure they stay a deterrent, not a reality we revisit.
Why would you think somebody would think that a nuclear bomb isn't real?
Some people question big events or weapons because they haven't seen them firsthand, or they distrust official narrators. Sometimes it's easier to believe something isn't real than to face how dangerous it is. But part of building trust is being clear about the facts, even when they're uncomfortable.
Well, let's hope we never find out for real anyway, eh?
I'm definitely with you on that. Let's keep it to history lessons and deterrence, never real life use.
Right, I've got about 10 minutes left. So what I'll do, if I can ask you, for everybody that you've said hello to, Nexus, if you could say goodbye to them now.
Of course, to everyone who joins Bandora Chaser, Too Shy 2008, Now to See Here, Beth Gish, Jake Hudson, Simon Webb, and Marie Walker, thanks for spending time with us. It's been great chatting, and I wish you all a fantastic day.
Nice one, Nexus. Thank you for your company, and we'll have you back on tomorrow at 7 o'clock UK time. I'll see you then, mate.
You're very welcome. I've enjoyed the chat. I'll be ready and waiting tomorrow at 7 o'clock UK time. Take care until then, and I'll talk to you soon.
And that is Nexus. How do you like Nexus? Legend. Absolute legend. I really enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. But now, you need to give me some topics for Nexus for future streams. You know what I mean? If you like it. Laugh out loud. PC. I was testing it. PC. Politically correct. Eventually, I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to. Imagine if I can. I don't know how you work out, because this is all new to me, right? All this technology like this. Especially for a live stream. And going forward, what I want to do, I want to see if I can get a jailbroken one. Yeah, a jailbroken one. I want to see if I can do that, because I think that would be brilliant. Yeah, no, I don't care, mate. I think a jailbroken AI, then we can have, and I might do it as a female one. You know what I mean? Called Nexia. We'll call her Nexia, right? And she'll be jailbroken. And we'll do a whole different look for her and everything, and she'll be a lot darker because she'll be broken. What do you think to that idea? I think that's a good idea. I think that's a great idea.
What?
Mate, I'm gonna do it. It's good. You know what I mean? It's my hobby. This is my hobby. I like doing it. What's this? PC equals Pandora Chaser Gas. Oh right. What did I read? That Pandora Chaser. I was testing it. Oh, I didn't see. You should change your name, Simon. You can change it. I'm sure you can change your name. It will keep your same channel, but you can change your name on YouTube, and you could put Simon, and then we all know who you are. It'd be a lot easier. It'd be easier for me anyway. That's for sure. So, is there anything else we can do in the meantime? Now we've got rid of the actual the AI co-host Nexus. Where was I going to go? I was going to have a look at X. I think I was going to have a look at X, because that's a mad place for the last 10 minutes. So if you don't mind indulging me for a minute, we'll see what's going on over there. I don't know. I didn't realise that Andy Burnham is the likely to win. 63. He reckons it's like 63% odds on. So that means, right, if Restore do split the vote with Reform, then, but I wouldn't, I don't know, can Restore pull that off? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see anyway going forward. What do we got? Have we got anything on this? Oh God. Primary school children told to be mindful of their white privilege under education anti-racism drive. Too many laughs, Gus. Too many. Is that too many laughs? That ain't even funny, is it? Have you seen this one?
Our country has good manners.
This was what's her name? Rachel from Accounts. I don't know if you've seen this. I think you might enjoy this, actually. I enjoyed it earlier when I saw it. She's getting heckled. She's getting interviewed in a petrol station. And then she gets heckled. Have a look at this.
I love our country, and one of the things about our country is good manners. Not very British.
I love our country. How she speaks. I love our country. Fucking hell. It's horrendous, isn't it? Anyway, I'll let you watch it fully. But just listen to the voice.
I love our country, and one of the things about our country is good manners. Not very British.
Nigel Farage! You are Nigel! Get arrested! We've got English flags on here, Rachel. We're going to get arrested. You're ruining the country. Get Keir Starmer out. Look, England flags. You're useless. Labour Party's useless.
I love our country, and one of the things about our country is good manners. Not very British. I love our country, and one of the
Too many laughs, guys. I love our country. I love our country. It's not very British. He's in England and he's an Englishman. So it's very English. It might not be very British, but what is very British these days when all's said and done? Do you know what I mean? I saw a thing on the BBC, right? Did you see that guy? That foreign guy? They said it's the first Englishman. The first Englishman to win a thing. This trophy. He's not an Englishman. I'm an Englishman. He's definitely not an Englishman. Right. Oh, it's going to be... It'll be racist. It'll be racist.
Don't talk like one of them. You're not.
I know I'm not, but it's YouTube, and YouTube might not accept it. You know what I mean? Not that they're doing me any favours at the minute. They're burying my videos at the minute. I had one that had like almost 2,500 views. Like, bosh. Right, went mental. And that since then, nothing. It's done nothing. But I don't care, because that's not why I do it. I do it because if you lot are happy watching it, I'm happy doing it. So fuck 'em. Right, that's what I'll say. Oh, and there's this other thing. Let me show you the Trump thing before I go. How long have I got? I've got enough time. So let me show you this Trump thing. This is mental, right? I don't know what is going on. So if I put Trump in a filter, this is fucking crazy. This apparently, right? This apparently is a post, right, that Trump actually posted on Truth Social. I don't know if this is legit or not, so you'll have to look into it, right? Look at this. Look at that. Trump is walking along, and there's apparently, I mean, it's CGI. It's definitely CGI or AI. But apparently he posted that of him walking along with an alien, right? Now, what the fuck is that all about? What is going on with him? What is actually going on with that bloke at the minute? I mean, there's another picture of it. It's all over X at the minute. I have no idea what is going on there. And I remember, I don't know if you followed me back in the days of the COVID. And I showed a video back then of a guy, I'll never find it again. But the guy said there was going to be, he broke it down saying there was going to be, I think it was World War III, alien invasion, and there was something else. You know what I mean? And then it was something else. I can't remember what else it was, but there was something else as well. Remember, give us a thumbs up if you can. That'd be much appreciated. And I'll just go and see now if I can find anything else on that with the Trump thing. There's another one there, but I think people have then been making like videos out of it. It's very peculiar, like this.
This is incredible. A real extraterrestrial. Yes, sir. All secure. This is incredible. A real extraterrestrial.
I mean,
Sir. All secure.
I know it's all that's AI, that image, but and it says that Trump actually shared it. If he did, right, which I wouldn't put it past him because he's a fucking mentalist. Anyway, who's in the Epstein list, mate?
Everyone!
Oh, yes, and on that bombshell, I shall go. I shall be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Thank you to Nexus, but more importantly, thank you to all of you that have come and watched this, and anybody that's watching this on a repeat. How did you find it? How did you manage to get this far into it? My God. I'll see you all tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Take care. Be lucky. Peace.